This is Zach By for 104.5 The Team and 104.5theteam.com, your home for New York sports. And I am joined in studio by the one, the only James Thomas, a 518 native, played at Schenectady High School, won a state championship for the Patriots, went on to play his college basketball at Texas, graduated as the university's all-time leading rebounder, had a Final Four run. From there, he went on to play in the NBA for the Cavs, the Hawks, Portland, Philly, the Chicago Bulls, hopped overseas and played for about a decade, and I am so proud to have him in studio. Jakey, what's up, man? How you doing?
What up, Zach? My man. Thanks for having me, man. It's a blessing.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad that we get to do this again. I just want to talk to you just right from the get-go as you look back, because you now just told me off the air that your playing days are officially, at least on that type of level, are behind you. As you look back, 15 years of basketball being played at such a high level. Right. What are you most proud of?
Of just determination, my hard work, my dedication to the game, never quitting, regardless how hard it got. I knew life without basketball, it would be difficult. So I transformed my days out here in Schenectady, and I turned it into something good.
When you think back about that same career you're just talking about, you say the determination. When we're talking about actually being on the court, what's a moment that sticks out for you?
Oh man, I have a couple. You know, this is probably bad, but my junior year we was playing against Oklahoma State, and a fan choked one of my teammates, and the 518 came out of me. So I mean, it went from good to bad quick. So
a fan choked your teammate. Was that like coming in and off the court or something like that?
Nah, TJ Ford went to go save the ball, and he ran into somebody's pregnant wife. During this whole altercation, TJ tried to hold the wife up from falling and hitting her head. So the husband just came out of nowhere and he started choking her.
You know what? I actually vaguely remember that. and what was your reaction?
I can't let this go down.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. I was the enforcer, so I always protected my teammates, my little brothers.
And TJ Ford was an all-time great player.
Right.
He was like sort of like the little Energizer bunny, along with you, I guess you could say, in that same sort of tenacious mentality. And you guys went to the Final Four and everything. Do you still keep in contact with TJ Ford?
No doubt. We speak through social media. We call each other once in a while, send each other texts, and just to check on each other, see how everything's going.
Best player you've ever played with in all three levels: high school, college, and professionally.
High school?
Who's the best player you ever played against in high school?
Man, I ran across so many players. I'm going to say Zach Randolph, because he was an image of me, just a lefty. He was tough in high school. We had our battles at Nike All-American camp.
So. And what about in the 518, like on your league schedule and your Big Ten schedule? Who sticks out from back in those years?
Oh, man, bro. Of course, Lionel.
Lionel Chalmers, yeah.
Lionel Chalmers. Let's see, the BG boys when they had the two Hamid brothers.
Yeah.
Kashif and Cedric, and they also had Anton Weiss, who was also a great player. Dave Musella for McGinn.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. See, I'm going way back. I'm older than you. So
yeah.
I'm going back.
So you graduated in 1998, right?
Right.
You guys won the state championship.
Right.
That was an all-time great Schenectady team.
Yes. It was the best. I'm just going to let that be known right now. It was the best Schenectady team ever.
I like it. So that's why I bring you in here. Yeah. So that was you. That was Willie Dean.
That was myself, Willie Dean, Jamar Sims, Kevin Owens, Pat O'Connor, Justin Hoffman, James Plowden, my boy JP, the best defender I ever played with, besides Royale. Adam Hover, Davidic Heron, Andrew Haley, who's now a lawyer.
Wow.
My lawyer.
And then the college level. Who were the best players you ever were on?
Nick Collison.
Nick Collison.
He
doesn't get enough credit.
Not at all. We went to go play at the Fog Island Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
That's where the Jayhawks play. he gave us 24 and 23. I got blamed for it, even though that wasn't my assignment. But I also took the blame too because I'm supposed to be beating up the glass and enforcing the paint. But he had a great game that game, man.
Yeah, he was a lottery pick. I think they went to the national championship, didn't they? Him and
That
Kirk
year.
Heinrich.
Yeah. We both lost to Melo.
Right. What was it like being on the court with Carmelo and seeing him up close and personal?
He was a baby at the time.
Like in a sense of like
the game was different. His game was different. He was a ball of energy back then. I don't know what got into him now. He's still a great player.
Yeah.
But from then to now, it's like night and day.
Like as far as like his level of assertion and like the way he would go after, like as in like he's not full bore right now.
Right. Sometimes when people make all that money, they get content.
Yeah.
Very complacent.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the case for Carmelo. I'm just speaking.
Yeah.
But
at the time, he's fighting for a shot at that next level.
Just to get drafted.
He hasn't made a cent yet.
To get drafted. Melo was a pro in high school, so
right.
I mean, everybody knew it was coming. They just didn't. Nobody expected it to happen his freshman year.
Right. So NBA, mentioned off the outset, you did stints with Cleveland and Atlanta Hawks, Portland Trailblazers, the Sixers,
San Antonio too.
Yeah. Chicago Bulls.
I learned from Timmy D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you learn from Tim Duncan?
Just be patient on the offensive end. Use my angles and be more efficient. So.
What about when you were actually on the floor in games? Who was a player that you got to bump with and grind with that sticks out to you? You say, wow, that was
Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace. Yeah.
It was like trying to move a wall, man. That dude was so strong. I mean, I think I played 5 minutes that game. So I ran up the court a few times, but it felt like I played 40. He was the only player that I ever had to turn and face to try to box out. He was so strong. That was a man.
That is, his shoulders are like, you got big shoulders too, but his are like, he's got like, I think he's got the big Ben Clock tattoo, I think, on him too.
Yeah. God done sculpted him out very well.
Right. He took his time with him.
Yes, he did.
And then you played overseas and you played all around the world. Where were your spots?
Well, I did 6 years. 6 years in Italy, 2 years in Turkey, and 2 years in Israel. Where my first year in Israel, I won a championship. It was my first chip, so I was excited about that. So I've always said when I get a championship or two, I'm gonna hang it up. So,
yeah.
I mean, I got my chip. I mean, I accomplished one of my goals.
There's another Schenectady guy that was just playing in Israel, Mark Lyons, last year, right?
Cheeks, right.
Yeah, Cheeks is in Israel. You look back at those years overseas. What was your favorite spot?
My favorite spot by far was Italy. I spent the most time there. Beautiful country, beautiful scenery. The food is great. I'm a fat boy, so
yeah.
I like to eat.
Yeah,
and it's very historic.
Yeah,
so it's very historic.
Are you gonna miss playing or what?
I do miss it. That's why I coached last year for the Celtics and their D-League affiliate, the Maine Red Claws. But I'm on to something bigger and better now.
What do you got cooking up?
Well, I'm about to start my foundation, the James Thomas Foundation. That's gonna be focused on the inner city kids and trying to help them get into schools. And my main goal is doing a community center.
Wow.
And, just giving back to my city. So now that I'm home now, I really want to just leave basketball alone. I want people to know me as James Thomas, the person, instead of the basketball player. So my vision is big, and I could get there.
Oh, I know you can. You're like a beacon for the community. I know a lot of guys, they quote unquote make it, in air quotes, and they'll talk about, putting on for their city.
Right.
That's one thing, hashtagging your area code. And there's another thing in actually spending your time. Right. I mean, effort is measured in time spent, and that's what you plan on doing here.
Right. I mean, it's how you do it. I'm home now, so I'm not going nowhere else. My plan was to move to Texas, but God done told me my job here isn't finished yet. So I still have a long way to go. I'm trying to rebuild our city back to where it once was.
One of the reasons that I had to reach out to you again, because you and I should have said this, but I met you when I was a teenager, and you gave me all the time of day, and actually, I have to tell this quick story, just 20 seconds. I was at Jerry Burrell, which is right on Hamilton Street in Hamilton Hill. far be it from a place that you would, find a white Scotia kid. And so I'm up there, and it was approaching 9 o'clock. I just turned 16, couldn't drive, and past 9, and I had made it to the championship game, myself and Andy Robinson, the Schenectady guy, and I said, you were reffing the game, and you were like so you're like this hometown hero, whatever, and you're like right in the mix, reffing the game, and you're like, hey, you ready for the championship? I said, actually, I can't. I have to leave. Like, I can't drive past 9, and you were like, wait, what? I said, yeah, my mom will kill me, and you were like, and this is like when I just first had a cell phone at the time, and you were like, call her, let's call her,
Yeah.
And I called my mom, and you hopped on the line, and my mom doesn't know, she like ask about Bible verses or something like that. She'll know. Right. Ask about who James Thomas is. She has no idea. She, she barely cared about my basketball career. But you hopped online. We're like, hey, listen, this is a big deal. There's a bunch of people out here. Zach's got to stay. And I don't know what got into her that night. My mom was normally steadfast in her rules, and she was lenient, and that was like, I just thought, like, that's actually making the hairs on my arm stand up, because that's just like a cool childhood moment. Right. To spin it back, a couple of weeks ago, I was on the air, and I had a Ray in studio, and literally like off the cuff conversation, we were talking about that $2 million basketball tournament, which you've played in, and my co-host Brady, he said, who would be your 5, and I literally just off the top of my head, I said, I gave my 5, and my 5 was Taylor Battle, Jason McCreath, Rashawn Freeman, yourself, Jim and Jimmer.
Okay.
And but this conversation spun into a life of its own. I mean, did you hear anything about this? Did this get back to you? Okay. So I hope you're happy that you were in my 5 at least.
Yes, I thank you.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Of course. But I'm kind of putting you on the spot. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to. But when you think of like players, and it doesn't have to be, you don't have to like qualify it, but this is just your opinion, and that's why I said to people like tell me like, no, you're wrong. Well, tell me, am I wrong? I'm wrong. It's like
opinion.
It's like me watching a movie saying that's my favorite movie. How are you gonna tell me that's not my favorite movie?
Right.
So, as you think of the players that you played again,
I'm gonna let you know right now, guys? Man. This is tough. I've thought about it driving over here, and even when I first heard it, this area's been a hub. For great basketball players for so long. And me, I'm the type of person, I pay homage to the people that came before me.
Sure.
So I'm going to give it to the Brendan Mitchells, the Sidwood Edwards, who else? The Modestes. I'm going to go way back because they paved the way for us right now.